Hey, hey, hey! Welcome back to Mastering English with Podcasts. I'm your host, Raizel, and with me, as always, is my awesome co-host, Ricky.
Hey everyone! Glad to be here. What's up, Raizel?
Oh, just excited about today's topic, because I think it's something a lot of people need, but don't really talk about enough. So, Ricky, here's a question for you to kick us off. Why should you practice shadowing when learning English?
Oh man, shadowing! I love shadowing. It's basically the secret weapon no one knows they're missing. It's all about listening and repeating exactly what you hear. But more than just repeating, it's about catching the little nuances of speech, like intonation, rhythm, and flow.
Exactly. For anyone listening who's thinking, wait, what is shadowing? It's like you're a speech mimic, right? You listen to someone speaking in English and then you immediately repeat what they say. It's almost like you're their echo.
Yep, you got it. And it's so useful because it helps you internalize the natural rhythm of the language. It's not just about saying words, but how you say them.
Totally. It's one thing to know the vocabulary, but it's a whole different ballgame to sound natural while using it. So, why do you think shadowing is so important for English learners, Ricky?
Great question. I think shadowing is like hitting the gym for your speaking muscles. It builds confidence, helps you improve pronunciation, and you also get a feel for sentence flow and structure. Plus, it makes listening more active, like you're not just passively absorbing words, you're engaging with them.
Exactly. And when I started learning English, shadowing helped me so much. I used to shadow podcasts, TV shows, and I think the Friends series was my favorite to shadow. It was so fun repeating Ross or Chandler.
I can totally imagine you doing that. For me, it was more news anchors. Yeah, kinda boring, I know. But they're so clear, and it was perfect for picking up formal speech. But I gotta ask Raizel, there's this weird myth floating around that shadowing is only for advanced learners. You've heard that, right?
Oh yes, that's such a common misconception. People think, I need to be fluent to shadow. Nope, not at all. Actually, shadowing is great even for beginners. It's not about getting every word perfect. It's about getting used to the sounds and patterns. Like, I tell beginners, don't stress. Even if you don't catch every word, just trying to follow along is super helpful.
Exactly. It's like learning to dance. You don't start with perfect steps. You just keep moving until it clicks. But Raizel, how long do you think people should practice shadowing each day?
Ooh, good question. Honestly, even just 15 to 20 minutes a day can make a big difference. But consistency is key. It's like brushing your teeth. You don't do it for an hour straight, but you do it regularly. What do you think?
I totally agree. I'd say start small, and then maybe, as you get more comfortable, you can up it to 30 minutes or even an hour. And hey, here's a tip. Try shadowing while you're doing something else, like washing dishes or taking a walk. Multitasking makes it feel less like practice and more like part of your day.
Love that. And speaking of practice, let's dive into some live examples. Ricky, how can we practice shadowing in real life? Give us some examples we can try.
Okay, let's say you're watching a YouTube video. Could be anything, like a news clip, a tutorial, whatever you're into. Just pause the video every few seconds and repeat exactly what the speaker said. Or if you're up for a challenge, try doing it without pausing. Be that little echo in real time.
Oh yeah, the no pausing challenge. That's a tough one. And another fun way is to shadow with songs. When the lyrics are clear, sing along. Same rhythm, same pronunciation. It's super fun, and you don't even realize you're practicing.
Totally. But, with any practice, there are obstacles. So, what do you think are the common challenges people face when they start shadowing?
Oh, for sure. One big obstacle is frustration. Like you might feel you're not keeping up, or the speaker's too fast. It can get really discouraging. Also, a lot of people feel shy or silly when they hear themselves, right? Like, do I really sound like that?
Oh man, the awkward self-voice moment. Classic. But honestly, everyone goes through it. To overcome that, I'd say, start with slower speakers or even podcasts designed for learners. Baby steps, right?
Exactly. And remember, it's okay to make mistakes. In fact, you should make mistakes. That's how you learn. But speaking of mistakes, what are some common ones you've seen when people shadow?
One of the biggest mistakes? Trying to speak too fast, like they're in a race. It's not about speed, folks. It's about clarity. Another mistake is focusing too much on exact word-for-word imitation, which is great. But sometimes you need to focus more on how the speaker sounds, like their tone and flow.
Totally agree. Another mistake is ignoring the meaning of what you're saying. It's important to understand the context. So, while you're shadowing, make sure you get the meaning behind the words. Don't just be a parrot.
Yeah, don't just mimic for the sake of it. Understanding is key. And speaking of improvement, how do you measure progress while shadowing?
Great question. One way is to record yourself at the beginning of your practice, and then, after a few weeks, record yourself again. You'll be amazed at the difference. Also, try shadowing something you struggled with before and see if it feels easier now.
That's a good one. And don't forget, you can also track your comprehension. If you're understanding more of what the speaker is saying over time, you're making real progress.
Exactly. And to wrap things up, let's share a few quick tips and hacks for practicing shadowing. I'd say don't overthink it. Start with simple content, something you enjoy. Maybe even throw in a little humor. Shadowing comedy sketches is super fun.
Totally agree. And one more hack. Find someone to shadow with. You can do it together. Pause and discuss. Makes it more interactive and fun.
Love that. And finally, when practicing shadowing, ask yourself questions to keep improving. Like, am I matching the speaker's rhythm? Am I pronouncing words correctly? Be your own coach.
Exactly. Always ask, how does it sound? Can I do better? That way, you're staying engaged and constantly improving.
Well, I think we've covered a lot today, right? Shadowing is such a powerful tool, and it can really boost your English skills. So, guys, don't be afraid to give it a try. And remember, practice makes perfect.
Absolutely. Keep it casual, have fun with it, and don't stress the small stuff. You're learning, and that's what matters.
Exactly. All right. We hope this episode gave you some great tips and inspiration. Go out there and start shadowing. And remember, we're always here cheering you on.
Until next time, folks, keep practicing and keep smiling.
Bye, everyone. Catch you in the next episode.